The Tao of Self-Confidence, Episode 808. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. Visit our website at thetaoofselfconfidence.com. Your inner journey to self-confidence awaits. Before I start today's episode, I just wanted to let you know that this will be the last episode before the holiday break, and we'll be returning on January 5th, 2021. Thanks for tuning in to the Tao of Self-Confidence. Happy holidays, and be sure to check out past episodes of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. Well, hello, friend. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. I'm your host today, Sheena Yap-Chan, and today I have an amazing lady on the show today. She is known as the Donut Princess of LA, and I'm really excited to have her on and share her story with us today on self-confidence. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Maylee Tao. Maylee, how are you today? Maybe you can fill in a little bit more about yourself to the listeners.
Yeah, I'm doing well today. My name is Maylee Tao. Again, thank you for such the warm welcome. I am known as the Donut Princess of LA, which means I don't know, I kind of wear a lot of hats. I own a bakery in Santa Monica, California called DK's Donuts and Bakery, which I took over from my parents. My parents were Cambodian refugees, and they came to America in search for the American dream. I coined the name Donut Princess because my great uncle Ted, he actually opened up hundreds of donut shops for Cambodian refugees. In fact, 80% of donut shops in Los Angeles were independently and Cambodian owned, and that was thanks to my uncle. And I thought to take over his legacy, I had to be coined as the Donut Princess of LA. I also have created, the bakery to be a foodie hotspot. So when you come to LA, you have to come check out the variety of donuts, especially the ones that I've added to our amazing Rolodex of donuts, which is over 120 different kinds of traditional, specialty, and hybrid donuts.
Thanks for sharing that. And I think, you have such an amazing story behind as to why you have, DK Donuts and like what your great uncle Ted has done. I think that's amazing. Especially, what happened in the Khmer Rouge. I know it was very unfortunate as to what happened. So, I'm glad you're here today, still thriving and still, like you're still moving forward regardless of what has happened in the past. And so thanks for sharing that. And Maylee, what would be your favorite self-confidence quote?
My favorite self-confidence quote? I'd like to keep it really simple. Do you, baby boo.
Thanks for sharing that. And I love how it rhymes. I think it's, so important to, focus on ourselves, especially as Asians. We're very prone to like please others before we even think about ourselves, right? You have to realize like if you want to help others, it has to start with yourself. You got to help yourself so that it overflows when you start helping others. So I really love that short and sweet quote that you mentioned. And in your own words, how do you define self-confidence?
Self-confidence is believing in yourself. It's loving yourself. It's giving yourself the nourishments that you need to carry on the day. Self-confidence has been something that I have dealt with more recently, and just really having that opportunity for yourself to invest in yourself. I think self-confidence comes from also a supportive group of friends and family who are cheering you on and who are going to be there for you no matter what, even if you succeed or fail.
Thanks for sharing that great definition. And Maylee, what was your life like before you discovered self-confidence?
Oh man, my childhood was, I think many of you can relate. I actually grew up with a dragon mom who was very, very strict on me. I also grew up with my grandma who raised me until I was about 16. So I think I had a very unique upbringing, but as a young child, and as a daughter of immigrants, a daughter of Asian parents, you're really supposed to be this mold of this certain type of Asian girl. You're supposed to get straight A's. You're supposed to be quiet. You're supposed to have great manners. You're not supposed to disturb what I call the harmonious vibe, where even if you are, having a conversation with a distant family member, everything is always all good. And it's pretty much all about looking really good for your family. Before I discovered self-confidence, I did always question myself. I questioned my decisions. I was never really confident in the things that I thought were right, like and this is all because I love my family so much. I love my mom, I love my grandma, and all I wanted to do was to please them and to make them happy. But at a certain point, as I got older, after I, started getting an education, went to college, and I started to really stand up for myself and what I believed in, even if it didn't really resonate with my mom or my grandma. And that includes, like appearance wise too. I went through a phase where I was dyeing my hair all types of colors. I was being rebellious and going out really late. And I realized that I realized that I wanted to be my own person. Self-confidence, it's just something that you have to work on every day. It's like you have to water yourself in order for you to go ahead and water others. And if for me, I love to serve others. I love to make people happy. I mean, it's a part of my job as being a donut princess, like every day I'm making sure that these custom orders that we do, which are super cute, by the way, we do custom letter donuts where we spell out different messages with alphabet donuts. And we send them and we deliver them. We have donut bouquets where literally it's instead of getting a bouquet of flowers, you get a bouquet of donuts, which you can eat and which men and women both love. And we do Texas-sized donuts and have that large variety of donuts. So it's my whole day is really centered around making sure people get what they need. But, very recently, it's like, what does Maylee need? What does Maylee need to do in order to feel ready to take it on with that same amount of energy that, you would give to others? And so self-confidence, before I understood what self-confidence was, it was really just trying to conform to be a certain type of person.
Thanks for sharing that. And I think, as Asian women and, as Asian daughters, we've been programmed to just do as we're told, right? Every decision's made for us. There's already a set of standards that we have to live up to. There's a set path to how we live our life, and anything outside of that is just considered like crazy and shameful and, out of line or out of place, not realizing like, we're all different people. We're all going to live our lives totally different. And, that one way is not going to work for everybody. And yeah, as much as we love our family, we have to also learn to love ourselves and realize what will make us happy, right? What is what is it that I want to do that will make me happy? And yeah, there's going to be like a push and pull with your family, but when they see as to why you're doing it and what the reason and the mission behind it, they'll learn to understand. It might take some time because at first they will never understand, right? But as soon as you keep doing it, it does get better. And, they understand why you're doing what you're doing. And what was that point in your life when you realized you can go out there and be who you are today and have that confidence? What was that aha moment?
The aha moment actually came from me doing a lot of personal development work. I took some time to attend seminars and to attend retreats and to really look into my past trauma and to a lot of the guilt that I was hanging onto from my childhood and from my day-to-day. Mental health is something that we definitely don't talk about in our household. I don't even think that, they could really understand what it is, especially my grandma. But my aha moment came from that, life is so precious, and especially my own life. I don't know if it was because I was raised to think very humbly, but I always thought it was wrong to think like, I'm the shit, I'm cool, like I am someone. And now that I'm a little bit older, I realize that having those thoughts are okay, because it really pushes me in a direction where I can bring the same energy and give people that same love that I have for myself. My aha moment really came from just being able to, go back to those traumas, acknowledge that I went through them, thank them for making them who I am today, and to let them go and to really step into the light of who I am.
Thanks for sharing that. And I love how you mentioned, dealing with your past traumas, because we all have it, right? Like as young as 5 or 6 years old, we already go through our first, big traumatic experience. And sometimes we're just not aware until we hit like our mid 30s or 40s, right? And I think the earlier we can figure out why we are the way we are and find out our past traumas, the easier or sooner we can work on ourselves. And also with mental health, yeah, it's like the biggest Asian taboo, right? It's like, if you have mental health issues, something's wrong with you. And nothing is wrong with you, because every single person on this earth has some form of mental health issues, especially now with, the pandemic. Our mental health issues have gone up because, just the environment that we're in. And if we don't have an outlet to just let it out, it's going to get worse. And there's nothing wrong with, talking to someone, talking to a mental health professional, talking to a psychiatrist. You have to do, that you have to go and find the ways to help you become a better person, right? And I know as Asians, like, seeking a psychiatrist is like something is wrong with you. Like nothing is wrong with you. It's just nobody talks about it. Nobody brings it up because they think it's shameful. Especially as Asians, as Asian women, everything we do that's out of line is shameful or crazy or, just shameful and crazy and out of line. And we have to realize, like, just because one person thinks that way doesn't mean it is the way, right? It's just one person's perception. So I really love that you mentioned that. And I also think, like, just now in 2020, we really have to keep bringing up that issue of mental health and knowing that it's okay to talk about it. It's okay that you're feeling the way you feel. The more you acknowledge it, the more you can find ways to, find a solution so you can get better and be the person that you want to be. So, thanks for sharing that. Because of all your realizations and your aha moments, what's your life been like now?
Life is, it's something that I deal with on the daily. I call it this, like, I say that, when you have negative thoughts about yourself, that's normal. When you meditate and you all the thoughts come in your head, that's normal. And you really have to, like, see that thought, that negative thought, or whatever that thought is to you, watch it go by as if you're watching the clouds go by, and then move on to a different thought. Life now means, like, with self-confidence means I can accept compliments. That was so hard for me before. People would be like, oh my God, you're so successful. You're so beautiful. You're so this or that. And I would not believe it. And life now, it's like, I really take a moment and there is still that part of me that goes, no, I'm not. But then I look at that part in my head and I go, don't listen to this part of you anymore. You are stepping into this new world of self-confidence. You are that person. Thank you. Thank you for seeing that in me. And now I can see it in myself. Life after the discovery, it was just so much more brighter. I was always putting so much pressure on myself to be perfect. The idea of being perfect was like, I need to be perfect at all times. I need to be, emotionally perfect. And my body needs to be perfect. What I say needs to be perfect. And the thing is, yes, people are all perfect the way they are. And the whole idea of perfect kind of just exists in your head. Because when somebody looks at you from the outside, they could see, wow, she's perfect. But how are you going to really live in this world if you don't believe in it yourself? So after I discovered self-confidence, I don't know, it just feels really good. It feels like there's nothing wrong with me. There's, like, I am enough. And it feels like I can really do anything.
Thanks for sharing that. And I love how you mention, all those things, especially when it comes to perfection. For me, I think perfection's an illusion, right? And it's like, we all strive to be perfect, but really, what is that? What is it supposed to look like? And, we're just like chasing something that doesn't exist. We have to, learn to embrace our flaws, our weaknesses, the good, bad, the ugly, because that's what makes us beautiful and who we are, right? And each person is unique and different and special and beautiful in their own way. So I really love that you mentioned that. And to the woman who's listening to your episode, she may be in her own journey to self-confidence. What would be that one tip you'd give to her?
So that one person who is on that journey to self-confidence, I would say, take a deep breath and look around you. Look around you and look at the things that you're grateful for. Even the smallest things, like being able to wake up with a roof over your head, being able to eat breakfast with your teeth, being able to taste, being able to see. I mean, there are so many things that we can be really grateful for. And, if you feel like you're not there you're not at the light at the end of the tunnel, you're on your journey. Like you said, seek out personal development programs, seek out a really, really strong support system. And don't be afraid. I think it's normal to go through this journey. I mean, I would say I recently only discovered self-confidence and was able to really step into the light, but it's okay exactly where you're at. It's okay to be hard on yourself, but to realize that there is a different world once you decide to step out, once you're ready, because you're going to keep living in that world unless you're ready to step out and to take the proper actions to get out. And if you keep continuing to live this way, life is going to look like that. but there is this other, you literally imagine yourself stepping into a world of self-confidence. It means you're stepping into a world of being unstoppable, and including not being stopped by yourself. I think that's the biggest thing. Don't stop yourself on this journey to self-confidence.
Thanks for sharing those great tips. And if our listeners wanted to get to know a little bit more about you and what you do and check out some of your work or check out some of your donuts, is there any links or social media profiles we can connect with?
Absolutely. So I'm very, very active on Instagram. I have quite a few accounts, so I'll spell them out for you. If you're interested in coming to LA and eating some bomb donuts, you can go to @DKSDONUTS. That's @DK's Donuts. If you're looking to order a donut bouquet to be delivered to a special someone, that's my second venture. It's called @DonutPrincessLA. That's DonutPrincessLA. If you're looking to follow my personal journey, which means trying to keep up with my life, with busy and countless different actions and being literally everywhere, that's @MaylyTao. That's MAYLYTAO. I'm also available for DM if you are on that journey to self-confidence and you need a little help. I'm here for you. I have my own podcast. It's called Short and Sweet, a Donut Princess podcast. We're on Apple and Stitcher and Spotify. And I do give some tips about wellness, business tips, anecdotes, really just like on how to be a stellar human being and sharing my experience with you guys. We have some websites, dksdonuts.com, donutprincessla.com. But yeah, and if you need anything, we as women need to stand together. And in order to do that, you have to reach out if you feel like you need some help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to make that request for yourself. That was a big thing that I had to. I never really wanted to ask for help, but once I did, it's like the doors keep opening around you, and that's how you can find me.
Thanks for sharing that. And to our listeners, if you want to connect with Mei Lee, you can also head on over to the taoofselfconfidence.com and search for Mei Lee's name. Her show notes will pop up along with everything else that we talked about. And I really just want to thank Mei Lee today for taking the time to share her story and tips with us on self-confidence. So thank you so much, Mei Lee.
Thank you.
Not a problem. It was really great having you on the show. And to our listeners, this is a reminder that this will be the last episode before the holiday break. And a brand new episode will start on January 5th, 2021. Happy holidays, and thanks again for always tuning in to the Tao of Self-Confidence. Be sure to check out past episodes of amazing Asian women who have discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. Bye for now. Thank you for tuning in to another amazing episode of the Tao of Self-Confidence. Get your free audiobook by visiting our website at thetaoofselfconfidence.com. Your inner journey to self-confidence awaits.